Good afternoon, my friends. This is Ashley Campbell with Daily Encouragement. I wanted to jump on here and do like a podcast style video for you guys before I go start dinner. I just got done working on my devotional. I added another appendix to it, and I will do another video separately talking to you guys more about the devotional. But before I get off here, I just wanted to share with you guys really quick a conversation I was having with my son before he went to work. We were just kind of talking about everything that's been going on in the country and gas prices and everything and where we're at now. And the only conclusion that we could make was God has been a refuge to us and a shield. We have been able to do very well and thrive in these times. You guys, I've told you so many stories about what the Lord's done in my life, and I don't do that to boast. I talk about this stuff with you guys because I want God to be a reality in your life. I don't want you to just read it and be like, "Oh, that's cool, Jesus, but I got to work, I got to pay bills, I got to pay for gas." You guys know the Bible is literally supposed to be experienced. What good is this when you're dead and you're already with him? Who cares? This is all irrelevant at that point. You're not even thinking about or worried about your life, what you're going to eat, drink, or wear. So the Bible has to be real for us right now. You have to literally be able to say with 100% authority that God is your refuge. And that's what me and my son were talking about. Yeah, gas prices in the state we were in, Washington State, you guys, we moved from there back in August of 2020. Gas right now is like $4.69 a gallon. That's crazy, right? I remember living there though, when I was pregnant with baby number 2 and gas was almost $5 a gallon. Guess what? We still survived. I don't know how, but we did. And I just want you guys to take a moment and reflect on how God's been providing for you in these times. And if you don't feel like he has, what do you maybe need to wake up to? God is faithful. Here's a couple scriptures for you guys really quick. Let's go to Psalm 5. It says, let all those rejoice who put their trust in you. Let them ever shout for joy because you defend them. Let those also who love your name be joyful in you. For you, O Lord, will bless the righteous. With favor, you will surround him as with a shield. Do you guys know what it means to be righteous? It just means believe in God. If you go to like Romans 4, it talks about how Abraham believed God and it was credited to him as righteousness. It's not a complicated thing to have God's favor into your life. All you got to do is believe him, right? And he says he's going to surround you as with a shield. And then you go over here and it says, the Lord also will be a refuge for the oppressed, a refuge in times of trouble. And those who know your name will put their trust in you. For you, Lord, have not forsaken those who seek you. So God's people have absolutely nothing to worry about. And, if you are really seeking him, you're going to be protected. You're going to be blessed. Now, here's the thing, you guys. There might be times in your life where you might have to humble yourself, right? While you're seeking freedom, you may have to get rid of baggage in your life. And that's a process in itself, you guys. I'll do another video talking about being delivered from Egypt, going into the wilderness. A lot of Christians die in the wilderness because they don't understand what's going on. Let me tell you really, really quick what it is, all right? The wilderness is the place where you learn to live by God's voice alone. Do you know how many voices are out in the world right now trying to get your attention and dictate your life? Have you learned to actually fine-tune the voice of God in your life and hear him and live by what he says? That was the number one thing the Lord was trying to do in the life of the Israelites when they left Egypt. They were so accustomed to listening to the God outside themselves, which was Pharaoh. Pharaoh equated himself as being a god, okay? And so when they got out of that, they had to realize we're no longer taking orders from people outside of us. We're going to learn to live by the revelation, God in us. And God was using Moses, but, even in those times, God wanted people to seek him, and God wants his people to be so acquainted with his ways and his voice that they don't get caught up in everything outside of them, So the wilderness is really about you learning how to obey God's voice solely, okay? Because there's going to be all kinds of voices and all kinds of people that are going to try to dictate your life. And you got to learn to live by his word alone, his voice alone, his revelation. And, I'll do another podcast too. We could talk about, living by revelation instead of reason, right? Maybe on Friday I'll talk about getting into the carnal mind versus this, the spiritual mind. But you guys, I just wanted to remind you, God is a refuge and it's to be lived today. God's going to take care of his people. You might have to go through the wilderness though. Every single Christian does. Every Christian who claims to know Christ is going to go through the wilderness. You're going to go through a period where you have to learn to live by God's voice alone. You have to learn to live by his daily bread. That's what they did. They had no provisions in the desert. Maybe some Christians feel like they're in the desert now. Perfect. You're going to learn to live on God's voice alone every single day. You have to be in that place. Especially if, you want to see God in your life as much as we say we do, right? The songs we sing in church. Do you really want to see God show up in your life? You got to be willing to go through whatever anything he would have you go through, right? Trusting him in the process of delivering you from bondage, from the voices that have enslaved you, right? And that's the thing too. Do you even recognize your bondage? That's the thing. Do you recognize your bondage? Did some of the Israelites who left, did they think to themselves, Pharaoh really wasn't so bad, but we'll just go with these guys since they get to leave? You guys get what I mean? I wonder how many Christians are behaving like that. We'll just be a Christian because it seems like, the thing to do, but they don't really understand what they're asking for, And so because they don't recognize the bondage that they're under. And that's the thing. If you don't know the bondage that you're in, then you're going to be stuck. But anyway, you guys, I just wanted to remind you, to take a step back and remember that God's going to be faithful. His word is to be experienced now on this earth, not when you're dead. You're literally supposed to be taking him at his word now. And, I do want to mention this really quick. I had somebody that was following this page make some comments about me being a woman, talking about the things I talk about. And you know what God says? In the last days, he's going to pour out his spirit on men and women. And so, you know what? That's how I see it. God's going to pour a spirit out on me. He wants to pour a spirit out on you. Are you listening and paying attention? People are supposed to be God's grace in its various forms. Every single part of the body has a function. I'm just showing up and doing mine, And so, it's not this role of edifying the church and building people up is not limited to one sex, not just males. It's men and women coming together, using the grace of God. That's all I'm doing. I'm just sharing with you guys my own relationship with the Lord. That's it. That's all I have to give you is my own relationship with the Lord, me seeking him, sharing my insights with you guys, the things I've come to realize, in hopes of you guys getting some freedom in your life from real people talking about real Christianity, right? Actual making it real to you and not just some idea that you're like, yeah, I would like to do that, but you know what I mean? So many Christian buts. Oh, I want to be a Christian, but I want to trust the Lord, but what? Because nobody knows how to do it. We say it, but we don't know what it means. And I personally, when I started following the Lord, I was like, Lord, I want to have a distinction in my life. I've seen so many people saying that they trust you, but what the heck does that even look like? And, over the years I've been following the Lord. He's shown me from the authority of my own life. And that's why I share this stuff with you guys, because my life has changed as a result of him being in it. And I want to be able to share that with you guys. So anyway, I'm going to pop off here. You guys have an awesome rest of the night. I got to go cook dinner. Be looking forward to the video that's coming up soon where I talk to you guys about what's in my devotional. Hey, Lily, go out. I'll be done in just a second. If you guys check out this page, I have a friend of mine who is doing a fundraiser for me. Let me see her business or the crafts she makes. It's Bluebird Acres Homemade. It's a fundraiser she's doing. I'm just going to read to you guys off the page really quick. So Bluebird Acres crafts are locally made crafts and natural holistic products by owner and maker Jessica Beck. You will find that Bluebird Acres is known for the quirky, whimsical, mismatched patterns and colors used in the various craft items. It brings a touch of uniqueness to the product. Holistic products made with love and high quality ingredients. So she's got sugar scrubs. She's got a huge list of what's in them. And then she's got these therapeutic lavender rice bags. And she's only doing this for a few weeks, you guys. when she sells anything that she sells, a portion of it is going to go towards the devotional. I'm going to post a link in the comments if you guys want to check it out. Anybody can go to the group, man, woman, and you guys can see what she has. And they're very, very inexpensive, you guys. So, if you need anything like that, be sure to check out Bluebird Acres. I will put the link in the comments today. You guys can see if that's anything you're interested in. You will support her business as well as support me getting the book published. So anyway, you guys have an awesome night tonight, and I will see you guys next time.